Hi. So we're going to be talking about Sophia and Lilith. You got one of the polar opposites, but how do you bring them together and make them where they're not Lilith causing chaos and hidden? Because if you don't recognize your other half, which is Lilith, the fun party one, the one who knows where all the cool places are at, the one and the cool people. Yeah, I think if you see Lilith a little bit different, she's also the one that stands up for the people who doesn't have the voice, children, animals. She's also the big one for a lot of stuff. My mom's nickname was Lilith. Yes. So if you hold on to your inner Lilith and your inner Sophia, and you combine them two, and you got somebody who gives other people a voice, someone who isn't arrogant, going, well, I did this and I went to this school and I studied this. Who gives a flying fuck? Most of us, don't give a rat's ass who you studied with and who you've done stuff. You know, if you're dealing, let's just say this, when you're arrogant, that is Lilith coming out. The arrogant is the Lilith, or your inner, I would just like to use the name Lilith. I just think it's really neat. So we're going to be talking, being that today is Sunday, we're going to be talking about our inner Lilith and our inner Sophia, the nurturing, the loving, the want to be good. And then you got the inner Lilith. Now, for me, I want to be with one person, so I am not going to be sleeping around with a bunch of guys, or how can I say, being the BJ girl, that's not going to be happening. I am, my own personal thing, and I choose to be, you know, in to look for, happiness, relationship, So while I'm not with anybody, I'm going to make my life a little bit better. I'm going to clean up, keep my space clean. I'm going to do stuff to make my life better. I'm going to take care of bills that need to be paid and do that. That's what I told a friend of mine, besides that, finding out that my a friend of, well, actually, this last week have been a lot of friends of mine that end up getting dumped. Uh, I don't, all I know is I had one contact me while I was out and about. And I'm like, well, sweetheart, I'm not with anybody. No one paying. I ain't got no man paying my bills. It's all me. It's my hard work. I don't have a man going, oh, yeah, let me take care of your cell phone bill. You go do whatever. I'll just take care of your cell phone bill. Don't worry. No, it's stuffy. That's who takes care of the cell phone bill. No one else does it. Well, it comes off as a different color. Wow. That movie's from the 70s. It's a horror movie, supposedly. It's just kind of like I'm man, you're woman. And they try to make the women kind of smart, but then it's like, wow. Apparently, when you go in the future, their idea of what it is now, it's almost accurate, I could say. You know, I think it's a different kind of stupidity. It's the bad food, having lead in your food, being pregnant and eating lead, whatever's in it, chocolate, whatever. Hi, how are you? We are talking about getting hold of your inner Lilith. Everyone has one. We can't let it run. Like, not acknowledging your Lilith kind of makes your Lilith mad and angry and not a nice person. Thank you. Yes. I asked my son, in fact, we are going to talk about friends that kind of piss off a parent. We got one. And I was talking to Rachel about that, and I said, "Man, he's pissing me off." Oh, you too? Oh, yeah, I'm going to say something. My inner Lilith is going to come out and nicely try to say it nicely. That you need to quit following my son around like his lost puppy. And when you get a hold of your inner Lilith, all right, and you more or less you acknowledge her, and you go, "Hey, that's my inner Lilith." You can tell the difference because they go, "Hey, hey, if you don't put boundaries out now, he's going to be walking all over him." So I'm going to put some boundaries out, and I'm going to say to him that he needs to ask Devin if there's anything that his father or his mother needs done, because we are the top dogs here, you know? Yes, we are. So I'm getting low on my vape. I usually buy two at a time, and then I know, I'm pretty well set. I'm real low. I had to pick up some groceries. I don't eat a whole lot. I really don't. I went shopping and my sugar was getting low, and I'm like, damn it. I don't want to buy sugar stuff. I'm tired of dealing with that. And that's just junk food. It's empty calories. So I picked up, what was that thing called? Oh, that was so good. It was better than Mickey Dougall's. It was called the caramel apple, freshness. It's only $1.48, 51 or whatever, it's like fucking good. It's Man, that was a hot apple pie. That was good. I had that and walking around. Me and Rachel, she wanted some cottage cheese. I said, "Why don't you go with me and get some coffee?" Do that. So that's what we did. We went and got coffee. Devin's like, "Where's mine?" I'm like, "Shit. Oops. You'll get yours tomorrow, sweetie. Don't worry." So it was funny. We were checking out, and she goes, "Hey, I just got some money out, and I need four, 4 5s." And I'm like, so I switched with her and paid it with her 20, and she got 4 5s. We had a pretty good time. Had we had our Java Junkie, yes, and I do have the sticker. I saved 10%. Is very important. I go in a place that if you're going to pay over $6, you might as well go to Java Junkie. Their larges are Jesus Christ. They're huge, and I kid you not, they're big. You've seen me drink them. They're like real big. I usually put them in a cup sometimes, and I'm like drinking them because when they get real slushy, it's like you don't want to slush them around. So yeah, it's great. So it's a pretty good day. Tomorrow's Monday Madness. Woo-hoo. This is my last Monday I will be doing because the 17th is coming up this coming week. So I will be back to the same grind, and it won't be much in changing in this though. I still could keep the 7 o'clock. So it's not going to change. It's just going to be that I'm going to be working. Yeah. Today's windy out. Boy, it has gotten a little on the windy side here. I'm thinking, wow, I'm looking at the weather channel and the weather channel is looking at it and going, wow, it really is just very, not very warm. Wow. Most people have a problem and they think their inner Lilith is the one that lets everyone walk all over them. The inner Lilith and your inner Sophia together is an understanding person enough that doesn't let people walk all over them. So I got to talk to my son's friend and give him the 411 on what to do, if how he wants to spend it or whatever, because I feel, and we all feel this way apparently in the household, that Devin's friend should not be buggering with his all his time. He literally has no time. And I think that it's going to piss him off in the end. So I first need to talk to him and tell him what he feels and see if he wants me to talk to him. Because I don't want to step on any toes, especially my son. You're really pissing me off. My cat's trying to get out. So anyway, here it is. I asked my son and I said, I need to get a controller. That's fine. I can even buy a game that's meant for this, and um, I think the most that they have for a game, and I want to get a Harry Potter. I really do. So we'll get a Harry Potter and I'm excited. I'm going to play Harry Pothead. So when you get a hold of your inner Sophia and your inner Lilith, or so Lil, you know, that's when you make the thing. Wow, it's very dark. And that's when you bring your true, not just your true self. That's one part of your true self. You have other parts, but we all have our inner Lilith and we all have our inner Sophia. Let's not let our inner Lilith run amok. Once they run amok, they're like, it's like a backseat driver that's silent. That instead of you turning right, suddenly you're turning left. Why am I turning left? Oh, come on. It's the backseat driver I didn't pay attention to. You got to figure out which backseat driver it is because you got more than one negative. You got Lilith as one, but then you got to figure out what other negative you got. Oh, and you go, So it's good to let them all shine through. Or you can use Lilith as all the negative ones that you have. And you can use the positive as Sophia as all the positive ones you have, which behind Sophia would be Michael, I think. I'm not sure. See, I'm not real. I'm doing my best. So, yeah. I mean, it's a good to start out with. When you start out and you want to do something different. God dang, I'm so glad the 70s are over with. Oh, God. Seeing men in the 70s, when you watch, it's like supposed to be a horror movie thing. When all these men, all of them have that same like voice, with the mustache, like they're Channel 7 anchor type thing. And it's like, have a certain stance and act a certain way. And you're like, wow, I am so glad the 70s are done. sexist, very sexist. I had an uncle that was very sexist, and we clashed all the time. He would say, "You're going to get married and pump out children." And I said, "You're going to get married again and lose your other business." That's your inner Lilith coming out. You're saying something funny. It could be true, but you're not hurting his feelings that much because he kind of like said nothing back afterwards. My grandma goes, "Ooh, you got him good." But, oh, I want to edit something in here. Oh, want to contact me. #16. There we go. At iCloud.com. So anyway, yeah, we have, it's amazing. You get a hold of your inner person, your inner persona, or it could be like underneath Michael could be Jesus, and then you have the other, So here it is. You have your inner Lilith. You know that inner Lilith. She's the one that doesn't care about stealing stuff, which is bad. She doesn't care about doing the negative things instead of paying for them. God, Lord. I rather just put stuff away, or like I said, while I counted up everything. I mean, I had to buy real soap, so usually I buy the liquid and the other, but I couldn't afford both because the liquid was 17. So I said, "Oh, geez, I'll have to buy the bar soap because I think my bar soap, it's called Castle. I'm gonna try lighting it on fire, see if it works." Ooh, dang cat's burping. So let's smoke more weed. So anyway, here it is, get a hold of, everyone needs to have a hold of their inner Lilith, and she's the one that comes out when you need a voice, when you need to, not, how you feel, not to hold back. Get a hold of your inner Lilith. Less ulcers. Because when you got inner Lilith being your backseat driver, that's a scary thing. Oh, yeah. And she's been everybody, including mine. Oh, yeah. I remember some fun times that inner Lilith had. Oh, boy. So everybody's had that. When you bring inner Lilith out, to play nicely, just to give you a voice, a little more, I guess it would be like, instead of saying, yeah, I wish you could, pay what you promised or put out what you feel, you kind of water it down. And that's not really Lilith's thing. I think she's more like, look, this is what we need to do. We need to do this, that. And I really would appreciate it. You needed, do this here. I got something, an idea. And this is what I said to my friend. I was talking with her, and she said, yeah, that's a good idea. I go, give him an example of what he's working with, and 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 how you pay your bills and stuff. That's an example. That's it. And it's saying, this is my idea of what I work with. I try to take care of one big bill, or if I have a big bill of over $500, I take care of it in increments. Like if I have a bill that's $500, I will put like one check will be 250 and the next check will be 250. Now, if I'm in a tight bind, I will be taking apart my check a little bit more longer. It'll be 125 per check. Yeah. So we're getting a hold of our inner Lilith and not letting her be the backseat driver, because when she becomes that backseat driver, she doesn't really watch where she's going. She just wants that enjoyment. Yeah. It's better to have her up there with you and you acknowledging your inner Lilith. Having her as a backseat driver sucks. And she's silent. She's not a yapper. Boy, before you know you're not doing the things you should. My inner Lilith gets lazy and I got to go back and start working out. In fact, before I came on here, I did a half an hour walking. It's windy out there. I'm thinking, oh, I could just do my walking after doing this broadcast. And I go, oh, God, no, it's going to be cold. It already is cold. I would have had to wear a real winter coat. Okay, I got stuck. I'm chicken sitting. It's in a cage in my room, all quiet. And Bok Bok, my son's chickens in there. He said it's so cold. She has no. She's the only chicken left. So, yeah, Bok Bok is sleeping in the house. So yeah, in a cage. Got everything that it needs. Dang, my cat's burping really a lot. So yeah, you can't let your negative part take over behind the scenes. I mean that it's like having that special quiet person that you hear every so often. But they don't complain. You don't do bathroom visits, and they're always back there, and you're wondering who that is. You know, it's good to meditate. I hear a lot of people now talking, oh God, I had to go meditate before making a big decision. You're like, that's a good idea. Yeah, I meditate, bring both sides, bring the negative and positive to everything to a table, because believe it or not, the negative might be a little more open to reality and give you an idea. Like, may not be nice visions, but it might be the truth more than what you want to deal with. But it is what it is. Like I said, bring your inner Lilith and realize that, yep. So my friend said, and I had 3 friends who no longer have, I don't know what they have. Well, I know one. She says that she got ghosted by someone, and I'm like, well, I'm not with anyone. I don't, have a relationship. It's not like I'm getting texts on a daily saying, hey, I hope you're doing okay type thing. Even though I have a guy that I see, but he said we're not in a relationship. But I don't see anybody else. I I haven't been with, how can I say this? I haven't been sexual. I haven't kissed another person, nothing with anybody else but that one person. So anyway, when sometimes you let your inner Lilith out a bit too much, and you know, my one friend was upset, said, I realized that there's a lot of females, how they get ahead is doing the chicken dance. They do a lot of the chicken dance. Chicken dance, work, work, doing the chicken dance. Yeah, they do a lot of chicken dance. And my couple friends called themselves a different name I can't use on here, but it was a different name, even though this is adult. And I said they're called BJ girls. They're friends with somebody, and they didn't graduate to being fuck girls yet, which, like, wow, okay. And then I'm driving to my guy's house, and a woman is walking right from his place. Come on. I turned the corner, and she was like coming right from his place. And I'm going, oh, crap. Oh, crap. That must have been his BJ girl. That's the only thing I can think of, because that's what he said, that he had a friend of his. That's how he relieves himself. I'm like, God dang, maybe I should get him a pocket pussy or something. Oh, boy, oh, boy. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to buy some new um, liquid moisturizer for bedtime. Not for me here. So yeah, I'm gonna go get that. Get something maybe natural, I guess. So anyway, we get a hold of our inner, and sometimes we let it do its own driving. So anyway, yeah, I seen a girl leave my this guy's place that I've been seeing, and she had these two things up above like this, like round ones, like little buns. Little gothy girl, looked like, she's trying to play goth of the month club, calls herself a witch. Wow. And I'm sure she really is a witch. But how can I say this? She got to get hold of her inner Lilith. Don't be telling people you're going to do bad stuff to people, because you're just, wow, that's just, she just seems like very immature, and I think that's a reason why maybe she's being used the way she is, you know, because she pretty much didn't even care if she bumped into me. I think she wanted to see who her competition was. And you know what I told him? You see that out there? And I told him, my history and stuff. I told him all the stuff I owe. financially, how I'm working it off, what my plan is. And I said, it's going to take me a couple months to get like all the stuff I really want. But I said, I'm going to try to use the Xbox that I have and to use all, I got to buy some equipment. And I said, as soon as I get that, I'm going to be on the air. We'll be like watching some type of, it will be a Harry Potter or, we'll even go with some new stuff. I don't care. We'll just be playing and bombing and having a good time and redoing it. Hey, it's all good. That's the way I feel about it. So anyway, you're welcome to say something on the side, but yeah, and that's the way I feel, and later on, we're going to go live. We'll be using this, of course. That will be fun, but right now I am going to be playing games. Maybe I can like fart in a game live. We can play that where I um put this in the fart thing. You guys can pay me for that. That'd be fun. It won't be as embarrassing. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want to be the town weirdo, okay? I really don't. So yeah. Well, let's make another joint. It's the 70s. Oh God. It's a nudie. He's looking at the first nudie magazine. He's getting all excited. There we go. We're gonna make a joint. Some of the 70s movies. All right. Yeah. I'm putting in the Keith. Yeah. So sometimes we ended up, he admitted to um, eh, getting, I guess, serviced by this person a lot. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? So he asked me what I do, and I told him, nothing. I, Now, when I went to get my thing, my friend came over. We watched movies. We watched Harry Potter. It was his idea. He's never seen it, so we watched Harry Potter, and that's what we watched. Yeah, these movies are freaking long. I put my 2 scoops of love in. Well, for me, I put 2 scoops. Oh, nice, Keith. Maybe I'll put a third. Ooh-wee. There we go. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, this is called, let me look here. Double fudge. Mm. It's comparable to Girl Scout cookies. Let's see. The Grove. That's where you can get it. I was looking where I bought it from. The Grove. I got it at the Grove. You can get double fudge. I don't know how much they're gonna, how much it would be this coming week, but yeah, I was hoping to get some more. It's good. So it is what it is. Yeah, I haven't had sex with anyone. I got my Xbox. Yeah. And I told that person, I am glad you're going to go to Ohio. I don't want to, no, we're not doing nothing. It's just, I want to be with this one person just to be everything, I don't want to have, yeah, just to be pure in a sense, you know. But I did hang out and I did have a lot of sugar. We had gummies and stuff. It was great, just watching like being kids, just to get in your inner kid because some people, he's just lonely. And I said, well, if somebody says anything, I will say something. And just trust me, God, because my whole theory is, and I have to go, and a lot of people don't do this, but boy, I sure do. You'd have to get tested and make sure everything's okay. That costs money. And I don't have, it's like lately it's been, I went and got some groceries and stuff. Yep, this was on sale. Ruby Red Grapefruit by Polar. I said, well, there you go. Got some other victuals and tally hoed, I just had only so much money. I had to put something back. I'm like, ah. Well, I didn't put it back in the thing. I told my friend, I go, I got to put it back. $3 more. It's $8. I need it right away anyway. It's no big deal. Yeah. So yeah, I got to get some detergent. I'm thinking after doing this week, I can just order it online. It usually comes in 3 days. Was that me? Oh my God. My cat's just, burping, man. I'm so sorry. Yep. All the women were wimpies. Typical. So just want the woman back. I don't even know what one is supposed to be horror. Yeah, this is the horror thing for the past while. So it looks like everybody's been quiet lately. Wow. So yeah, if you let your inner dark side, or whatever you want to call it, a lot of times, instead of giving it a voice and being a positive side of things, you end up letting it drive all around town. And you become known probably as the biggest Karen known. And you think you're helping people. Really, these people do think that in a lot of cases. Huh. A lot of Karens, you see it in court TV all the time. I was just helping. No, you were not. All the time. See it. They just need to get a hold on both sides and make sure the negative isn't sitting in back, driving too. I'm waiting for you to park, real quiet, only waiting for you to park so they can just zoom away. Those are the ones we're talking about when you go and you have a bit too much to drink that weekend and you black out. Oh boy. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. When you had that Lilith walking around doing all kinds of bad shit. That's when you need to bring your Lilith together and have a powwow. And that's what you really need to do. Oh yeah. Because when you don't bring your inner Lilith and your inner Sophia, you don't give them a voice at all. They run amok. You got to realize that, yep, we got that negative part. We're just like a battery. What you put in goes out the negative. That's our negative part. Wow, okay. That's where our ass jokes, all that stuff. Negative. And then we got the positive, our face. So there, we're both positive and negative at the same time. When we start putting price tags on people, well, I can make X amount of money with that person, I can do this amount of money with. Wow. That's your inner Lilith coming out, sounding very negative and very it would be like using. If your inner Lilith kind of comes out as an inner using thing, you got to come back and go, oh boy, that's a bit too negative, Lilith. We need to step it down a whole lot more. We all let our inner Lilith, that's where our arrogance comes in. If you've been in, it's just certain people are arrogant. And if they just step back and act like a human being and shut the zip out up and quit being arrogant, be nice, it'd be a lot different. But you got that inner Lilith coming out with all that arrogance, driving around, and you're thinking, God dang, I hope they drink a whole lot before they start acting this way because, God damn, that's just being an asshole. Oh, yeah, I've said that. I've told my son that one time he was acting all arrogant. Oh, I told him right away how I felt. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I says, "You're being an arrogant son of a bitch today, aren't you? What are you talking about? You PMSing?" And I go, "Don't matter if I'm PMSing or not." I said, "You're being an arrogant son of a bitch." And then I gave him the reason how I felt about it. And this, certain thing that came up. And he said, "Okay, all right, fair. You're right." And that was like the first time I had an argument with my son where I didn't raise my voice, act like a total idiot, stated how I felt, stated the reason why I felt that way. And he goes, "Oh, okay, all right." That was the best argument I had in years. I stated how I felt and I didn't get a sound like I'm trying out for the third Beetlejuice movie. Well, at least it was made. One of the actors, I believe, I'm not sure. I think they have passed away. So at least it was made before. I think it was an actress. She passed away, and I'm thinking, well, at least she got to make the movie and get acknowledgement for it. I mean, wow. Well, it is what it is. So get older, things happen. Well, anyway, we are talking about your inner Lilith. I know a lot of people who think that they got their inner Lilith roped it. And some people do, some people don't. But you gotta, like I said, if you start getting that evil frame of mind and you just keep going with it, you might need to let your inner Lilith a little more idea, like bring it down a little bit. If you are blacking out and you're waking up going, where the fuck am I? You might want to get a hold of that inner Lilith because Lord have mercy, where are you else going to wake up with and how many VDs are you going to need a shot with? Yeah, I get checked out every year. I do not like to keep getting checked out. So I stay with one person in any kind of sexual thing. Any. Yeah. I don't play around. That's my inner Lilith going, no, I will not play around. It's not fun. I'm not saying I'm just saying that I watch myself. And every year I've gotten all the tests done. Everything. Yep. And it came out clean every time. So there. Doo, doo. So I've been good. Okie dokie. Oh, wow. It's almost time. So we got two people now. Hey, how are you? Well, I have asked, well, I kind of ran low on money. So next week I will be getting hooked up to my old X system and I will be getting game things. I want to get a driving one. I actually looked at some of the stuff and it's kind of spendy, but if I buy it little by little, I'll get what I want. So that's what I'm going to have to probably do. But I want to see what I can do. A lot of the games, I don't care to play the newest game. I just want to have fun. Mainly, it is to play Harry Potter. I like to find a good driving game. And like I said, the newest game, it doesn't have to be. For me, it's just getting out there and doing something different. I could be playing a game and telling you my feelings and thoughts of how I feel, and getting and I do have to rope her in every so often. Sometimes I forget about my inner Lilith. I want to be the goody two shoe of the year award, but you got to also bring in Lilith to voice your opinion so you're not walked on either. Got to bring that inner Lilith and but hey, I'm sorry, Lilith, for letting you, run amok for a while. Now we got to get back to exercising. So I want to have your inner oomph on the exercising and getting my ass going. And that's talking to your inner Lilith. You can do it in your head. You can do it sitting in a car. You can imagine talking to her and saying, look, I don't want you driving, but I like to hear what you have to say. And I love when you make me exercise and push myself because I love that body when I'm done. After a month of Lilith pushing you, guaranteed you'll have the nicest body you can think of. And that's what I love about the inner Lilith. She always does something nice. So I myself, when my inner Lilith kinds of runs amok, she kind of does. She'll do other things where I will put myself into, and it won't be. I can't put myself into a lot of baskets, and that's the reason why I'm more or less going. Okay, inner Lilith, let's see what we can do. That we can go online. We can go on the Xbox, and it won't cost $800. It'll cost under $100 to do it. And I will be playing games and having fun and talking. And I go, yeah, it gives me, and I can dress up a little bit, and wear some sexy stuff, you know, and that's what I figure I can do. To wear, and just that's all I can do. And then what I can do is bring it on where more people can come talk with me, and we can do something fun like that. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I want to play games. I want to be able to bring myself up. So, I don't know in my life, right now, I'm not worried about another man and what he's doing behind my back because I've been very honest and very, Drew, I've been the good one now. I'm good. It's all good. So anyway, this is my last, uh, no, I wouldn't say my last. Not at this time. No. This is just another week because I do this on top of what I do with my work. So it's fine. Hi. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. So next week, same time, 7. I do not know what I'll be talking about for Sunday. We'll be talking about maybe our inner Jesus, our inner person to do good, but we also have, the opposite end of that. And I gotta look that up. That's why I don't use to. They were easy. Thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Yes, and don't let your inner Lilith be waiting for you to drink that alcohol till you are uh, people black out. My ex was known last April. I went on a work thing. When I came back, he had was making something. It was orange chicken, and that's my son's favorite. I'm thinking, oh, it's Devin. So I text Devin, hey Devin, the orange chicken almost burned. Well, I got it on top. The oven is there, when you get up. And he goes, I am up. I'm making a delivery. And I go, well, somebody cooked it. And that's when Devin found out it was his dad. I was like, whoa, okay. And that's letting, your opposite run the show for a bit. It was hungry. So it figured it's just going to cook some shit up. I was like, damn. That's letting your inner negative person do that because what if I didn't come back for another 3 hours? Because it was a good hour and a half before my son came back. That could be starting a fire in there. So, yeah, he hasn't done that since. So, I am happy about that. So, yeah, he hasn't done that. Was the last time Lilith went on a cooking spree here. So tomorrow at 7 o'clock Pacific time, I don't know what we will be talking about. Giants. Why don't we talk about that? Because it's been all over the internet. I'll show you some good fake things. You can take your own pick of that because I've been like seeing loads and loads of giant ones. Tartaria giants. So Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, I love you.